YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Big BB, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today we're here with a 2022 release from Vilhelm Parfumerie, and this one is called London Funk. Now I've been sitting on this one for, I don't know, let's call it about a month or so, maybe a month and a half, and this fragrance here is extremely interesting. Now, this fragrance was sent to me by my good friends over at Twisted Lily, and this is the second fragrance I have by way of Vilhelm Parfumerie. The other one happens to be Morning Chest, which is a fragrance that I truly enjoy. But when I got this fragrance in, initially I was like, oh, I have a fragrance in. Maybe this is something I can wear to a wedding, because I was packing to go to a wedding, and my friends, this is not a wedding scent. All right, now let me tell you a little bit more about this fragrance. So now the name by itself, I should have known, like, hey, this is not something fit for a wedding, but you never judge a book by its cover, nor a fragrance by its name. And this one here is obviously named London Funk, and I think that this one is named London Funk as it should be. Now, if you really do some research on this fragrance, this one is said to be named after a strand. A strand of what, might you ask? That funky-oni. No, man, of some marijuana. So this fragrance here is really amplified funk of that greenerini when you spray it. Now, what I'll tell you on first spray of this scent, like, I was like, nah, definitely not going to work for a wedding, because that if you are looking for a fragrance that is medicinal, it's heavy in that greenness, so to speak, this fragrance really does have it. Now, I'll caution you by saying that this is not for everyone, and not everyone is going to enjoy a fragrance that does that. If you're wearing this fragrance to the office, no go, unless you're the owner. But outside of that, you're gonna find yourself sitting down with HR having some conversations about what you were doing prior to walking into the door. Now, what I'll say with this fragrance here is that although it does start off with that heavy marijuana smell, it is very fresh at the same time. Now, don't get this confused. This fragrance is not like a fresh, inviting fragrance that you would wear, you know, anytime you would like. This fragrance is something that, in my mind, you would have to wear casually. It's definitely not office approved, nor is this a date night fragrance, in my personal opinion. Now, if you are one that enjoys the green, right, or one who enjoys smoking, or whatever you want to call it, indulgent, and that this fragrance could be for you. Now, we've seen things like that with KILIAN Smoke for the Soul. We've seen it with even Music Festival by Replica on a smaller scale. There are some people out there who are actively seeking that marijuana medicinal smell with inside of a scent, and well, this one has it there for sure. Now, the name London Funk to me really just has kind of what this fragrance embodies. All right, this fragrance is in your face, it's aggressive, and this fragrance is definitely one that, in my opinion, is not going to be crowd pleasing, but it is an appealing scent. Let me go ahead and further explain. For me, as I mentioned, the opening is kind of aggressive. The opening definitely is loud. It's in your face, and it's one that will turn heads, so to speak, in terms of what have you been doing. But if you can get past that and you can begin to wear this fragrance, to me, this fragrance really becomes to life, where it's a delicate balance in terms of how this fragrance would come off on skin, in terms of when this fragrance becomes more enjoyable. For me, it's probably about the 2.5 hour mark. Now, this fragrance has phenomenal longevity. All right, so if you're looking for something that's going to last on you, then I would say that this fragrance is definitely going to do that. This fragrance can last you about maybe 9 hours or so, 8 to 9 hours, at what you would expect with a fragrance like this. But that heavy projection in terms of that marijuana smell, but also, again, it's layered in this bright, it's bright, but it's funky at the same time. So just imagine that. That's going to be for about that first 2 hours or so. 1.5 to 2 hours is where this is more pronounced. Now, it doesn't turn into a skin scent until much later within wearing this fragrance, but Within that 2 hour mark, 1.5 to 2 hour mark, is where this fragrance really is the perfect balance, in my opinion, of that herbal green feel as well as what the freshness is within this scent. Now, if you look at some of the notes that come along with this, obviously there's that bud note within this fragrance, but although you can smell it very pronouncedly in the top of this fragrance, it really doesn't come into life until the mid of the scent. In the top here, you get Juniper, you get Basil, you get Cardamon, and you also get some Bergamot. In the mid, there's that Blackcurrant bud. Again, that bud note is very prevalent here, and then there's also Driftwood in the mid. And in the base, there's Vetiver, Yerba made, you get some Sandalwood amongst some other notes here, but all together, this fragrance does come together as a fragrance that I think will not be widely accepted, right, or widely enjoyed. But I think that if you are into fragrances that are different, not your standard crowd-pleasing, mass-appealing fragrances, then this is a scent that you will go for. Also, if you enjoy fragrances that are a little bit different, one that pushes the boundaries a bit and not that standard bubblegum fruity fragrance, then this is one of those scents that you will likely enjoy. For me, my overall synopsis with this fragrance is one that I would wear occasionally. Compliment factor I don't feel is going to be super high on this, simply because people may think you're high. Okay, but outside of that, I think that it's a unique fragrance. It's not one that is, again, run of the mill, and it really takes someone who is going to really step out of their comfort zone, so to speak, and be able to wear this fragrance and wear it like a true champion. I feel that there are some people out there who will get away with wearing this fragrance and also get compliments in. Again, I think that if the compliments are going to come within this fragrance, unless the people are just looking for what you have, this fragrance will become more enjoyable to the masses from 2 hours plus, because for me, it's still fresh, but some of that ambergris begins to shine through as well. The bud note is still there, but it's not as pronounced and prominent. It's not as strong. So I think it's a fragrance that, again, if you are looking for something different, unique, and you can go through the different life cycles within the fragrance, and this one is going to be one that you may find enjoyable. It just may not be enjoyable to the masses. I would say at the very least, like, order a decant of it, get a sample, see if it's something that's up your alley. But if you know you've been looking for a solid bud oriented fragrance, then I would say that this is one of those ones that do it. Because if you think through way back to the Margiela Music Festival, some people wanted a fragrance that had that patchouli type of feel, but also they wanted that bud essence, okay? And it's there, but it's not as prominent as you get in this scent here. This is more photorealistic. You can spray this on and it's not like you just smoked one, right? But it's definitely a more realistic type of smell. And again, it's kind of like you're masking that bud or that freshness. You're getting that wood aspect here, and you're also getting some more of that earthiness brought in from the vetiver. Good fragrance, but may not be one for everyone. So shout out again to my good friends over at Twisted Lily. This one is London Funk from Vilhelm Parfumerie. And again, not a fragrance that I would suggest you wear to a wedding. Although, I think the people would have enjoyed it. There you have it. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard B. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn